interruption, but we have yet to define the structure of this event, and I know you're all expecting a big performance, but after all, this is merely a reading, and even so, we barely had any time of rehearsing together, and normally I don't like this kind of music. It gets me nervous. I mean, this is no comment on the quality of our conductor and our orchestra. It's just normally I'm not strong enough to withstand this kind of music. You know, give me physical stress. Anyway, it's just a question of concentration and distraction. So don't worry, I'll soon be back over the Saturday. And I should also say that, remind you some things about myself, because before the reading I was flipping through the pages of my book, and I realized that 15 years has passed since some of the details of my story happened, and 15 years is also the exact amount of time I spent in prison after having been convicted in 1976 of the crime of murder. So I can give my dear public all my insurances that I have a pretty good idea of how long it is, 15 years. It's pretty endless. My life. How to start. The first thing I learned was a smile. And you see, that smile was already alive. So it would be fair to say that the first thing I learned was to lie, or at least be economical with the truth. Now, I have to acknowledge that I had my first lesson taught to me by the one I have no other choices but to refer to as my mother. But she was never a mother to me. Let me tell you about my mother and about how many people, especially women, are disposed to blame everything that might have gone wrong in their lives to their mother, without first calculating that their mother also had a mother to blame. Now, my mother was a very young mother who didn't have more than a few days with my father and no reason to expect any family life whatsoever. When she gave birth to me, she was more or less a child herself. She never at all felt responsible for me. She simply ran away as soon as possible. She probably didn't have any second doubts. What the fuck is going on here? So, I mean, you really expect me to kill myself in this theater tonight while you're all disposed to sit and watch? Let me remind you that I've done this before, and it is not an experience I care to However, if you would like to join us in Cyprus on the 17th of September to see if I change my mind, you'll be more than welcome. But for this evening, I have had quite enough. Madloba.